Hello, 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 everyone. Today is Friday, December the 9th, 2022. Welcome to another episode of Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, and Real Live with Damon the Agent. And that is me. My name is Damon Brockenberry, also known as Damon the Agent, in which I come to you every week and I bring you all the latest real estate topics and trends and what's going on. And then that way I can share with you about real estate. Normally I have a guest spotlight come on, but today I will not have one. And then I normally end my show by talking about something related to the world that we live in. So today's episode, I begin with lenders versus owners title insurance. Now, I really wanted to talk about this because this is very, very important and people don't seem to understand. I've been on many settlements and I've had buyers ask me questions because normally when a buyer is getting a mortgage, they tend to have to, of course, finance the mortgage, but they're always told to get a lender's title insurance. And then there's always the option of them also getting a owner's title insurance. And many people don't seem to know what the difference is. They wonder, why do I have to get this one, but I have an option on getting the other one? And I just want to shed some light on the difference and, my professional opinion. So here's the deal. What is the difference between lenders and owners title insurance? Lender's title insurance is a policy that protects the lender from any claims on the title for the property that a borrower is purchasing because the lender owns the property until the full mortgage payment is paid back to them. So it's extra security for the lender. So that's why most of the time they always tell the borrowers, which is the buyer, to get the the lender's title insurance. Now, most buyers are required to buy the policy by most lenders as a requirement to borrow their money. Now, the owner's title insurance is a policy that protects the buyer in case someone tries to make a claim on the property that they purchased. The claim on the deed or the document showing the property is transferred to the new buyer. Can be anything from previous owners that owe taxes, unknown heirs, or liens or judgments against it. It is meant to protect the buyer in case this arises. And let me give you all an example on that. And this is the owner's title insurance we're talking about. I've had a situation in which, this was years ago, the buyer refused to get the owner's title insurance. They went to settlement. Then come to find out later on, when they tried to sell the property, what ended up happening is there was a lien against the property, but it wasn't in their name. It was in the previous owner's name. But the reason why the current buyer got caught up in it was this. Whenever you go to settlement, understand you're doing a transfer of deed and title. It has to be recorded with the local courts within a certain time period. Most title companies and courts, sometimes courts are backed up. They may take up to 30 days before it is transferred over. The title is effectively transferred over into the new buyer's name. Here's the thing. During that time period, let's say hypothetically you go to settlement today. Today's December the 9th. And you don't have any owner's title insurance. And there is a claim that comes against that property for the previous seller on yesterday's date, December the 8th. Now, everything is supposed to be backdated to today's date. But the thing that is like that people get caught up is the date in between. From December the 9th to when it is actually recorded. That has caused many hiccups in the past. So, even though lenders are always requiring to get their title insurance, I always try to advise the new homeowner to also get the owner's title insurance to protect you, because you never know what may come up in certain situations. Of course, it's not against the new borrower, but this is to protect against anything against the previous borrower and previous liens. Things happen in this world. And unfortunately, we live in a sue society where people want to sue for every and many reasons. So because they do so, you have to protect yourself in many ways. So whenever you're purchasing a home, I would strongly suggest the lenders are requiring that the borrowers get the title insurance. But I also think that the buyer should also get the title insurance. It may cost a little bit more, sometimes $1,500, sometimes slightly more, just depending on where you're getting your insurance from. But it is always worth it, because understand, whenever you're purchasing things, you want to purchase a peace of mind. A peace of mind is priceless. So regardless of what the house costs, whether it costs 300,000, 900,000, 1.5 million, you want to understand that it's your biggest investment when you're purchasing a home. So you want to protect yourself on all aspects. So again, it is a requirement for the lenders. It is a requirement from the lenders for the new borrowers to get a lender's title insurance. But it's an option for the borrower to get the owner's title insurance. But for your safety, it is best recommended from a real estate professional like myself for you to get both. It is much worth it. And I just wanted to share some light on that, just to hopefully, clear it up for some people who were unsure with the lender's title insurance, which is required and protect the lender's investment, and the owner's title insurance, which is to protect the buyer's investment, including the home and its equity. Because understand, like I said, we're in a sue society these days, and people will sue you for any and all things. So I hope that I was able to share some light on that perspective when it pertains to the various title insurance. Now, I'm going to also give a market update on some things based off a conversation that I recently had. So hold on for 1 second. Thank you for coming back and joining me on my show. So let me give a market update of what's going on, because I was recently speaking with someone about the latest interest rate. They were asking me because they were considering refinancing. I asked them what was their interest rate, and they had said that their interest rate was a 5.6. I told them that the current interest rate is right around 7%, in which most likely is going to go up to 8%. So then they said to me, well, when is the interest rate going down? And I explained that as real estate professionals, we have no idea when the interest rate will go down or when the interest rate will go up. But I asked her what was more important to her, having a low interest rate or having a low monthly payment. And she was like, well, I wanted my interest rate to be low. And I said, well, I understand that. But I asked her also, what was her interest rate on her credit card? And she said around 18%. So I said, well, when you first apply for that credit card, that they have in a writing that, most likely your interest rate will be 0%. And it didn't turn out to be 0%, it turned out to be 18% for that particular person. And I'm just saying this just to say that sometimes I think we focus on the wrong thing when it pertains to any and everything. But when it pertains to real estate, people nowadays are talking more about the interest rate. Oh, the interest rate has gone up. It was at 2.75 early this year. Now it's at 7%. I want to wait. Well, here's the thing. If you wait, what you fail to realize is the price of houses continuously goes up. So let me say this. If you wait until the interest rate go down, and then the houses out here are substantially higher than where they are today, when will you have been paying a lower monthly mortgage investment? Think about that, because what you pay monthly is the most important thing. Now, I also shared with this person that when I first got into real estate, interest rate used to be like 8 to 10%. So, of course, 10% is high. But another thing that people are not taking into consideration is when you buy a house, okay, that is like a marriage. The interest rate is like you're dating, okay? So you can always marry the house, date the rate. And that means basically that you can buy the house if it's affordable to you. You can also buy down the interest rate in most cases. People are not even aware of that. So let's say if you wanted a house that was out there right now and you're waiting on the interest rate to go down, it's best to get the house right now. You can also sometimes, in some situations, ask the sellers to buy down the interest rate for you. And then that payment will be lower, at the same as you had a lower interest rate also. But then also when you purchase a home, let's say the interest rate begins to fall next year, you can always refinance. So there are many ways to home ownership, but Putting off something tomorrow, which you can do today, sometimes end up in many cases being a regretful day tomorrow. So I say that to say that people should focus more so on the numbers. I think when it pertains to the numbers, you cannot just focus on the interest rate because people are in different price point as far as their affordability. So when people are saying, "Oh, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting," what are you waiting for? Because most time when people wait, they never end up doing or getting. I think people should really focus on right now. It's a great time because here's another factor that people don't take into consideration. You wait for the interest rate to go down. Then when the interest rate go down and you say, "Oh, now it's a good time to buy," you're going to be out there competing with everyone else who waited for the interest rate to go down. So now everyone out there, just like how it was earlier this year, it was a bidding war. It was so much going on. People were overpricing, overpaying for houses, and people were like, "Oh, it's too much competition." Well, here's the thing. The reason why it was too much competition is because a lot of people tend to do the same thing. Instead of doing something different to get a different result, many people do the same thing. So if you really want to be a homeowner, and there are people out there still buying, because you have to take into consideration, regardless of what the interest rate is, regardless of what the economy is, people are going to always buy and sell real estate. And the reason being is though people get married, people need more space, people get a divorce, people move to other places, meaning like they move out of state, they got to get a home, they have to live somewhere. So people still have to do these things. Now, always to do something at its lowest, that's people want to do that. Of course, you want to buy something that's your lowest, but people also want to sell stuff at the highest. And to be honest with you, many people want something for nothing, but at the same time, they're not willing to invest and put into something. Because here's the thing, when it pertains to investment, just like a home is an investment. When it pertains to investing, some people don't want to invest, meaning put money into, but they want all of the reward. And it doesn't work that way. So I think people should really look at the whole situation, look at their own personal situation, because everyone has a DNA. We all have our own personal DNA. People also have their credit scores. Everyone's credit scores is totally different. That's why two people can be approved for the same home amount, but their mortgage payment is totally different. The reason why is their interest rate. The reason why is because their credit scores. The reason why is because their down payment. There are many contributing factors as what makes a person pay a certain amount for their mortgage. But at the same time, if the numbers make sense, then it always makes sense to move forward. If the numbers don't make sense, then it doesn't make sense to move forward. It's just a way of life. But when it pertains to the interest rate, just know that the market is correcting itself. And meaning that when we were at a historically low early this year, around 3%, 2.75 to be exact, that was historically low. That means things like that only happen once in a lifetime. When it's historically, it's normally once in a lifetime. So most of the people who are buying are what? 25 on up, 30, 40, 50 years old. In all your years, things are going to happen once. That doesn't mean that you stop. Because here's the thing. If you had enough money, let's say you had millions of dollars, most people are going to buy whatever they want. They're not going to look at the interest rate. They're not going to look at certain things because they have the resource, is what I'm saying. So even though many may not have millions of dollars, a lot of people do have good jobs. A lot of people do have the know-how and the resources, because the one thing about people is people spend money on whatever they want to spend it on, whether they're taking trips, cruises, they going out of the country, they taking shopping sprees. And a lot of time, all that money to spend on these trips, on these shopping sprees, on these clothes or whatever people want to buy, thousands of dollars. And guess what? Those thousands of dollars could be used to buy down the interest rate that'll make a person have a lower payment. If they have a lower payment on a house and then they own a home that's affordable to them, then they keep their home for a little while. They would tend to gain equity. So then they'll have money out the house that they can use. And I went over last week how people can use their home as leverage and, pull out a HELOC, take money out, and then they can take their trips and do all these things that they want to do. But it's all about being educated as far as how money works. It's not always having a low interest rate, a low interest rate, a low interest rate. Because best believe people are still out here buying. I mean, I know because I have buyers that are under contract. I have houses that are on the market. And I've been in this business for 17 plus years, and I've seen it, and the interest rate wasn't always low. Like I said, I remember the interest rate was 10, 11%. So you really have to just do your homework and everything and stop always listening to the negative news or the negative people who are saying, oh, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait, because you ain't waiting to take no vacation. You ain't waiting to get no credit cards. You ain't waiting to go out to eat. You ain't going to wait when gas prices go up and you have to still go to work and you still have to put gas in your car. You're going to complain about it, yes, but you ain't going to wait. You know why? Because you really got the resources, but you think that, oh, you're only supposed to do things at a certain time. And that's true in some aspect, but sometimes you're supposed to do things right now. You shouldn't wait. You should analyze and look at your numbers to see where you are, because where you are is totally different where someone else are. Because like I said, if you continue to wait, by the time you wait, the price of houses is going to be up. And then when the interest rate goes down, everybody and their mom is going to be out looking at houses at the same time. So then y'all gonna go looking at houses, and it's gonna be 5, 6 people at the same time. Then when you want the house, it's gonna have 6 offers on it, and everybody's bidding. And then you're gonna wish that you have bought right now, regardless of the interest rate, because the price of the house also makes a significant difference when it pertains to buying houses. So just wanted to share that with you all. I'll be right back to go over my I'm sorry. I'll be right back to go over my other topic of the day. All right. Thank you for joining me again. This is Damon, the agent, and we're on Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, and Real Live. Please also, while you're here, make sure that you check out all my social media platforms and stuff. You should see all the links below. Follow me on all of them for the latest and greatest when it pertains to real estate. Now, I wanted to talk on this subject about judgmental people. I think we all have encountered judgmental people, and some people who are looking are probably very judgmental. People always got something to say. People are always critical of others, regardless of where they are in their life. And I don't know why people are like this and everything. Always got something to say. I just know, like, I remember when I was younger, and what people fail to realize is that what is said to you by family, friends, it has a huge impact on you developing who you are, how you view things, how you view the world, how you view people. And people are always joning on you, critical of you. Sometimes you're that way with others. A lot of times I find that no matter what, like sometimes when I'm strolling on Instagram and I'm looking at certain topics, and then I read the comments, and then when I read the comments, it's just so many critical people out in the world. It's so many critical people out in this world, and I just be wondering, like, dang, why people are so miserable? I think it makes a lot of people feel good when they can talk negative about other people, when they can say stuff. And a lot of times when I look on those Instagram and I look at the comments and I click on the people's page, a lot of time I feel like those are trolls, because at the same time, they'll have their page either blocked or there's no picture, no followers, no posts. So it's like a ghost page. So I just think people that when it pertains to this world, and I've said this before in one of my podcasts, that I think we should treat or try to treat others. 240. That we should try to treat others as we will want to be treated. I say that to say that it's so much going on in the world today. We do not know what people are going through. We do not know how people are feeling. We don't know what people are struggling with. Everyone's not struggling financially. There are people who are struggling mentally. There are people who are struggling emotionally. There are people who are going through so much that you wouldn't even believe it. And it's just the fact that people always got something negative to say about others and stuff. None of us is perfect. Some of us who We might think we look good, we might think we got a nice body. That still doesn't make you better than anyone else. And then a lot of times the people who are criticizing others are really hating on the others somehow, some way. They might be mad because the person is tall and they short, or they may be mad because the person got a nice body and they don't, or they might be mad because the person got good hair and they don't, or the eyes are light and theirs is not. It's just all these superficial things and reasons are not good reasons to be so judgmental. People in your own family will judge you and criticize you, and it's not good. But then next thing you know, you're criticizing people who ain't did nothing to you. And I just say that to say that when you have to encounter judgmental people, ignore them, block them, whether they're family or friends. Anyone who cannot speak life into you, who cannot, encourage you, pray for you, uplift you, be there for you, then a lot of times those people are taking from you. They're not good for you. And I just say that, you know, when you look around, everybody got something to say about everything, no matter what it is. Everybody got something to say, like they better. Just shut up. I mean, really, people should just be quiet. Don't matter. Nobody want to hear your opinion. You ain't getting paid for it sometimes. So stop being critical. If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it. Don't say nothing. I mean, people's mother has told them that, but unfortunately nowadays, a lot of people ain't even been told that because look how the world is right now. The world is just so chaotic and crazy right now. It's just every time you turn around, there's havoc going on everywhere, whether it's in the office, workplace, whether it's on the news, whether it's on the highway, whether it's in the grocery store. It's just so much going on in this world, y'all. And I'm just saying this to say that I'm praying that people will really take a look at themselves and try to treat others as they will want to be treated because, like I said, none of us are perfect. We all go through things, but just because we all go through things, meaning that others have to kick you down when you're down. We should all be uplifted by people, and especially the people who are closest to us. But unfortunately, doesn't work that way. In a perfect world, maybe, but reality is what reality is. And I just say that to say that there are many judgmental people out there in the world today, but I think the judgmental people need to go look in the mirror and take a look at themselves and look at your life. The same thing that you're judging people on. What about you? People want to always point out people's flaws. What about your flaws? People always want to point out when somebody's done something wrong. What about what you've done wrong? People always want to point out when somebody's messing around or somebody did this or did that. But what about when you messed around? Just because you got away, you didn't get your hand caught in the cookie jar, doesn't mean that you're exempt from being guilty. And with that being said, I just say that, just understand karma comes around to everyone. Everybody has their day, regardless of if they realize it or not. Everybody has their day. But when it pertains to judgmental people, I just say to you all, shouldn't be that way. To the people who are being judged by others, who are not being loved by the people around them, just keep your head up and understand that, if you want to change your world, change your thinking, change your environment. Because the moment you change your environment, it's going to give you a whole different outlook on things. Sometimes you might need to get away for a day. Just maybe go into a hotel or maybe go somewhere. Just get away for a day to clear your head and start to analyze certain things with people, because people will always show you who they are. That's why some people have very small circles. They have very small circles because when they had big circle, it was always somebody in the circle hating, always someone critical, always someone starting mess and drama, always someone who's saying something negative, always someone who was, pulling everybody's down, who wasn't pouring into others. So when you feel as though that the people that you're around are draining you, the people that you're around are negative, the people that you're around doesn't pour into you, the people that you're around doesn't uplift you, don't inspire you, always got something negative to say, always taking from you, that's when you have to analyze your circle, your situations, and then make some changes. We're about to enter 2023 soon. 2023. Think about that. I remember when it turned the year 2000 and everybody was worrying about the Y2K and all these problems and everything. Now we had 2023. Time is fine, y'all. You know, I mean, think about all the people we've lost over the years. Just between 2000 and 2022, I've lost many, many family members, and I also realized that life is short. We don't have time to be judging others, especially our people. Our people are so critical and always got something to say about everyone. Like, for example, what's his name? Coach Deion Sanders. He took a job recently with Colorado and he's leaving the HBCU. And people are just saying, oh, money, money, money. Listen, he went there for a reason. I'm not here to judge anyone. Why he went to the HB Jackson State or why he's going to college, I'm not here to judge anyone. He did what he felt was best for his life at the time. Things happen in life. Nobody owes us or you anything. You owe yourself. You owe you. So because you owe you, you need to be the one to be focused on you, not what that man is doing, why he didn't do this and everything, and he could have did. Everybody got something to say about somebody, but guess what? Even with Coach Sanders, if he didn't take that job and he was struggling at home like a lot of previous athletes are financially, will any of those same people who criticize him be reaching out to him trying to give him money or help him or anything? No. It's only when he, makes these certain decisions in his life that people want to be so critical of him. And I'm just using him as an example, but I'm just saying that we need to focus more so on ourselves and being a better person for us and our family, that we shouldn't really be wasting our time and energies and effort about everyone else, because guess what? Reality is what reality is. So I always say that to say, I thank each and every one of you all for always coming on to my show. I appreciate you all. I hope you all are not really judgmental of me, but if you are, hey, it is what it is. You won't be the first person or the last person to judge me in any type of way. But do know that I love you all and that I'm here to share, free. And I give y'all free real estate information, to help you all. And at the same time, just to let you all know that, hey, I'm here to give you all information, education. I'm here to just shed light on certain topics and subjects. And I'm just here just to let you all know that I love you all, because we all need love. We all need to be hugged. We all don't need to be judged by others. So with that said, I'm going to end the show on that. Let me just give a quick recap. Now, like I said at the beginning of my show, I was talking about lenders and owners' title insurance. To sum it all up, the lender's title insurance protects the amount of the lender's investment. The owner's title insurance protects the total investment, including the home equity for the buyer. And also talking about judgmental people. People, please don't let others stress you out. Don't let them stress you. Only allow them to bless you, because this is your life and what you live. The criticism of others is going to always be there, from your own family sometime. Because let me tell y'all something. When I was younger, I remember my father used to criticize me for being so skinny. Told me I was so skinny that they used to sing that song, "We Are the World," because of me, because I wouldn't eat my food. But what my father failed to realize is when he wasn't home, I was hungry. Wasn't no food in the house. I used to go buy donuts at the corner store. So I was already full from eating junk food all day, which I feel like if he was there to feed me, I wouldn't have been eating junk food, and maybe I wouldn't have been so skinny at the time. But guess what? Everything happens for a reason. I love my size now. You know what I'm saying? I'm 50 years old. I'm in great shape. I'm 6'2", weigh around 200 pounds. And, it is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. And I just say that to say I thank you all for tuning in. Please check out my website, DamonTheAgent.com. Understand I love you all. Also, follow me on all social media platforms. And I will see you all next week with another episode of Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, and Real Live with Damon the Agent. Thank you, and you all have a great day.